This is Teacher Anna, a grade school faculty member in a medium-sized private school handling 8 online classes, with 50 students each. However, these classes are not of the same subjects since teachers in the K-12 levels are usually expected to teach students in several learning areas, which could also be different from their field of specialization. Because of this, Anna needs to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her, so she could prepare her instructional materials well, while also allocating time for her other administrative duties such as computing grades, preparing reports, and the like. According to the Department of Education, teachers spend at least 2 hours per day for these tasks, which sum up to around 400 hours of preparation time for the entire school year. But if there is only one set of competencies issued by DepEd, by which our students are to be measured, then why can't we have a single set of instructional materials, coupled with auto-graded assessments, and interactive and gamified learning activities that teachers coming from different schools around the country can use to effectively reduce their workload and free up much of their time for their family and personal lives? We bring you Cerebro, an e-learning solution that comes with ready-made instructional contents that teachers can just pull out from the platform to jumpstart their online teaching, and even interactive simulations that provide realistic virtual laboratory experiments to keep students engaged with learning the fun way. A video conferencing integration is also available, so teachers can easily start synchronous sessions right within the platform, while students with connectivity issues can download the printable modules so they can continue learning even when they are offline. School administrators can monitor what's happening in their virtual campus, examine the system's usage data, and determine end users' performance. Parents can see their children's activity scores and check their login times as well. So, if you are looking for the best solution for making teaching easier for all, schedule a call with our e-learning specialist now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome for today's special webinar for teachers entitled Teach Smart, Live Smart, Making Teaching Easier with Cerebro. I'm Sarah, your moderator for today, and together with Cerebro team, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you here with us this afternoon. As we begin today's session, I would like to give a quick shout out to our viewers right now. Hello, everyone, and also to the Manila International Book Fair for organizing this event. And if you happen to come across this discussion, do not hesitate to comment your thoughts or share where you are right now as you watch our webinar. And you may also share this video, and we will truly appreciate that. So, before we formally proceed to our program for this afternoon, we would like everyone to prepare ourselves as we begin with the prayer to be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
In hunger in your soul till it overflows with joy. You yearn to know. In Him alone is our hope. In Him alone is our strength.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng pagaw, ay ginagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang lang matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, makituwin at araw niya kailan pamay di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, so at this point, may I call in the Business Development Officer of Cerebro, Ms. Maria Alondra Cooper, to discuss some important guidelines for our session this afternoon.
Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to our webinar today. So as we begin our event, let me just inform you about our webinar guidelines. First, you can use the chat box to interact with everyone. Avoid using inappropriate language or behavior towards the organizers and other attendees. We are also looking forward to your participation in this webinar, so don't be shy. We'd love to hear your questions and insights. Just ask your questions at slido.com/cerebrolms. Again, slido.com/cerebrolms. And for your e-certificates, answer first our evaluation form after the event so we'll know what to improve.
Thank you so much, Miss Alondra. I know that we can't wait to hear what's in store for all of us this afternoon. So, to begin our session, I am very much pleased to introduce our speaker for today. His advocacy is to help fellow educators make teaching easier so they can find time for their personal and social lives. With over 10 years of professional experience in both the K 12 and university levels, he gained a sufficient understanding of the needs of those who have chosen teaching as a lifelong career. As an entrepreneur, he has been managing startups and family corporations in the areas of printing, retail, technology, and educational support for the past 7 years. He has found a special interest in promoting corporate social responsibility. He is also a military officer in the AFP Reserve Force, wherein he contributes his knowledge and skills in the academic preparation of the country's future leaders. Let us welcome no less than the founder and CEO of Cerebro, Mr. Jonald Justine Itugot.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for that very generous introduction. We're really looking forward to this event in line with the Manila International Online Book Fair Sale. And we are thankful that we have people watching us from all over the Philippines right now to know our advocacy at Cerebro and to determine how we are helping schools to shift to digital mode in the time of the pandemic. So let me just quickly share my screen so we can begin with our discussion uh, for this afternoon. Okay. So again, I'm Justin and I'm the CEO of Cerebro. We are a group of teachers who aim to innovate teaching by allowing our fellow educators, both young and seniors alike, to jumpstart e-learning amidst the pandemic and make teaching in the new normal an enjoyable passion and not just a stressful job that could give them thoughts about leaving their careers. So just to give you some sort of a user story or a background on why we are doing this is teacher Anna, a grade school faculty member in a medium-sized private school handling 8 online classes with 50 students each. However, these classes are not usually the same subject since teachers in the elementary level are usually expected to teach students in several learning areas, which could also be different from the field of specialization. And maybe you're familiar with this situation that when you were in your elementary days, when you were in grade one, your teacher in math is also your teacher for English or Filipino, even for physical education and maybe Araling Panlipunan and even PLE. I remember my first year of teaching. My major is actually in religious education. Then the school administrators asked me if I can handle other subjects. And that time, during my first year of teaching, I was tasked to handle 8 different preparations for that particular school year, including TLE. Imagine, no, I was teaching cookery to students uh, who are there to learn how to cook, but I myself I'm not cooking in our homes, and that is a really big challenge for teachers, especially in the private school sector. And going back to our user story, because of this, teacher Anna needs to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her so she could prepare her instructional materials well, while also allocating time for other administrative duties such as computing grades, preparing reports, and the like. And based on data from the Department of Education, a teacher spends at least 2 hours per day for these tasks, which sums up to around 400 hours of preparation time for the entire school year. And this number has just doubled during the COVID-19 pandemic after the Department of Education required schools to produce a year's worth of digital materials just so they can get certified for online learning. And if you're from the private school sector, I know you're familiar with DepEd Order number 13 series of 2020 that required schools to produce digital learning materials for the entire school years in order for them to get certified for blended or online distance learning. And if students think that teaching or if students think that online classes is really stressful for them, what else could we feel if we realize that teaching is equally stressful? And we could imagine that This also becomes a pain point for school administrators after seeing a great number of private school teachers who resigned from their jobs just last year. And with this, schools are losing billions collectively just to train new hires, and they also cannot ensure if these teachers could withstand the pressure even for just a semester. And the Philippine Institute for Development Studies also notes that such heavy workload of teachers has a significant effect on the quality of education that they deliver, leading us to rank 79th out of the 79 countries in the world who took the program for international student assessment in the year 2018. And last July, we have heard from the news the World Bank Education Report stating that at least 80% of Filipino students fall below the required proficiency levels for their age. And that is very alarming. So we came to realize that if there is only one set of competencies issued by DepEd by which our students are to be measured, then why can't we have a single set of instructional materials coupled with auto-graded assessments and interactive and gamified learning activities that we could share with teachers coming from different schools to effectively reduce their workload and free up much of their time for their family and personal lives? So basically, our solution comes with ready-made instructional contents that teachers can just pull out from our platform to jumpstart their online teaching, and even realistic virtual laboratory experiments that will keep students engaged with learning the fun way. And in addition, school administrators can also monitor what's happening in their learning management system and determine the system's usage data and the end user's performance. Now, you might be thinking that there are already other market players out there and that we might be a new name when it comes to e-learning. But our initial set of clients were willing to switch to our solution and even gave us positive feedback that helped us gain early stage traction against the other widely used brands. In the first 18 months of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have continuously strived to develop our competitive edge, and we would like to further expand our reach so more schools will learn about our advantage in terms of curriculum alignment and ease of registration and even value for money. There are over 1.2 million teachers in the Philippines who could benefit from our solution, and among this number, 300,000 are from the private school sector who do not enjoy access to the government's learning resource system. 11,000 teachers are in the province of Cavite, where we have already tested our product since 76% of the schools here are privately owned. Sadly, there are about 865 private schools who had no choice but to close down during the pandemic just because they were not able to prepare digital materials and meet DepEd's minimum requirements for online learning. And this led to over 4,000 teachers losing their jobs and nearly 60,000 students who were either forced to transfer to other schools to temporarily stop their education. At present, 13 schools with a combined total of about 8,000 users have subscribed to Cerebro at an institutional level, where 7 schools are from Cavite and another 6 are from other provinces who serve as our test markets for their respective areas in Metro Manila and Central Visayas. And this year, we are expecting a 2 times increase in the number of institutional clients that we have after we received very positive feedback from our early stage adopters. A good 75% of our team is composed of licensed professional teachers. So our solution is something that is crafted by teachers for our fellow teachers. And we don't think that the other learning management system providers have the same experience from the field that we have, since we ourselves felt how it really is to be a teacher from the ground. We have already received several recognitions. First, we were hailed among the top 12 winners of the Idea Space Acceleration Program for the year 2020. Idea Space is the nonprofit startup accelerator of the MVP group of companies led by Mr. Manny V. Pangilinan as its chairman of the board. We were also among the top 20 rescue startups versus COVID-19 of Cuba Innovation Hub for solving an urgent problem during the pandemic, especially in the education sector. Kubo is a public-private partnership among IdeaSpace, the Department of Trade and Industry, the Department of Science and Technology, and the JP Morgan Foundation. And just recently, we were chosen to be one of the incubatees of the DOST Tomasino Center, the technology business incubator of the University of Santo Tomas in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology. And we have been nominated as one of the best newcomers in the Philippines at the ASEAN Startup Awards, the Southeast Asian leg of the Global Rice Bowl Awards. Basically, individual teachers who are engaged in lesson planning or even parents who would like their children to learn their lessons in advance may directly register on our website and start accessing our materials there for free, while educational administrators may also opt to avail a paid monthly subscription at an institutional level. So they can ensure a standardized quality of learning for their whole school. As for the price, our premium plans are actually 3 times lower than that of traditional textbooks. So overall, Cerebro is a cost-effective solution for jumpstarting online learning. So let me give you a quick tour of what we are uh, providing at Cerebro LMS. So basically, if you will go with our uh, paid subscription, you will see a page similar to this. So basically, this one is for San Sebastian College Recoletos. So right now, we have 3 campuses of San Sebastian College Recoletos who are using the Cerebro platform, along with a dozen other schools who are using our platform for their online distance learning during the pandemic. So if you are going with the paid subscription, you will have your own login page wherein you will see your logo there beside the Cerebro logo. And you can see that there is no option here to create an account. That is because the system is secured and that only those who have been officially enrolled in the school based on the list that was given to us will have access to the system. So that is for security purposes. And aside from that, subscription is based on the number of accounts that the school have subscribed from us. So users cannot just register on the login page, no. So the schools will be submitting to us the list of those who are officially enrolled, and we will be pre-creating the accounts based on the number of students. So basically, only the students will be charged, but the accounts of the teachers, the administrators, and even for the parents are all free of charge. So once you have successfully logged into the platform, you will be redirected to our dashboard. Basically, the dashboard is the place where you can access all the important features of our system. It is the place where you can enroll yourself in the classes that you're currently taking up. So basically, we're expecting that the teachers will be giving you the enrollment codes, which is a bunch of 6-digit characters that you will just type here. And when you click enroll, your classes will be automatically included in the list of classes here, particularly in the My Classes drop-down menu. There is an alternative route to that. Now, of course, the teachers can also manually enroll the students in their classes so that the students don't need to key in their enrollment codes anymore. And here on the dashboard, you will also see the buttons to edit your profile, see your list of classes, see your upcoming deadlines, manually search your classes, and if you are someone with administrative privileges in the system, for example, you are a department head or a school administrator, you will see this option here that says create a course. So now, for the regular users, this button will not be available, but you will see the other buttons pa rin naman. For example, the getting started icon here. Actually, we provide trainings for teachers and an orientation also for parents and students. But if at any time during the school year, you might have forgotten something that we have discussed during the training. For example, you forgot how to answer an assignment or how to answer a quiz. No, we have our ready-made articles here and as well as uh, instructional videos that will help you remember how to do those tasks in our platform. So basically, we have videos here about how to log in for the first time, how to personalize your account, how to join a class using an enrollment code, access class materials, answer a quiz, submit an assignment, access the gradebook, see class announcements, and use video conferencing features. So, by the way, we have a built-in video conferencing solution right within the Cerebro platform. So there is actually no need for the schools to use any other subscriptions or any other tool for video conferencing unless you think that your schools have been used to those features that you have been looking for, maybe in Zoom or Google Meet already, that you don't want to change that. So we can modify a subscription package for you wherein we can remove the video conferencing integration so you can still use your existing video conferencing subscriptions, maybe from Google Meet or Zoom. So of course, prices will change if we remove that integration, and of course, you will be able to enjoy lower prices for subscription. Now, if, for example, you have other concerns that you would like our team to address, that there is no available article for that particular concern in our help, in our knowledge base, you can go to our help desk. There is a button here on the top navigation bar that says help desk. And when you click on it, you will see this button here that says submit a ticket. So you can submit a ticket, you can tell us about your concern, and one of the members of our team will get back to you with the goal of assisting you in any difficulty that you might have been experiencing in the platform. Now, if your concern is something about your concerns for the classes or academic matters, so we will be forwarding your concern to the school administration for proper disposition. So that's how we do it on our help desk. And you can see we also have here the different level selectors. So basically, if you are a student, for example, you're enrolled in senior high school, you can manually search for your classes here in this senior high school icon. But if you're already enrolled in those classes, you don't need to manually search for it. So you will see the list of currently assigned classes to you on your My Classes drop-down menu on the top navigation bar. So one of the salient features of Cerebro LMS is that we already provide the ready-made content for the subjects based on DepEd's curriculum. So basically, these are for the subjects that are the same for all schools. So, for example, let's go to senior high school for philosophy. This is for senior high school. So you'll see there is the level identifier, senior high school. There is the subject title, Introduction to the Philosophy of the Human Person. There is the course description based on DepEd's curriculum guide. And we have here the button that says announcements. Now, when you click this button, the teacher can post announcements there. And if the students have updated their correct email address in the platform, they can actually receive notifications via email when a teacher posts a new announcement for the class. Here, you will also see the button that says virtual classroom. This is what we were talking about earlier about the built-in video classroom, virtual classroom for video conferencing integration. So basically, this has the common features, the sharing of the screen, the use of microphones and cameras, and even a breakout room function, as well as a virtual whiteboard. So let me show you quickly how we are using this. I'll be sharing a video here about Cerebro's virtual classroom or integration. The first one that I'll be showing is the one for teachers. Then after that, I'll be showing how it looks like on the side of the students.
Welcome. In this video, we're going to show you how to use BigBlueButton as a moderator and presenter capabilities. First thing is you'll see you'll be invited to join the audio, just as the viewers. I can join listen only, but I'm going to join with the microphone. When I do, BigBlueButton puts me into an echo test. Just lets me check my audio. Test, test. Sounds good. Now I join. When I join, I see the presentation area here. Again, the public chat is visible by default, and the users list. When you join as a moderator, you have a square icon, which says this is all the moderators. The students, the viewers, join with circles. When I'm talking, you can see that I'm highlighting. I can mute myself here by just pressing the mute button. When a student unmutes themselves, you'll hear them, but you can also click and you can mute them as well. You may also see students join listen only. When the students join listen only, they can't talk, but they can hear you as well. Students can also set their status, which means their initials will be replaced by an icon. Here, you can see happy face, and I'm going to clear all the icons as well. As the instructor, you can start and stop the recording anytime. So here I'm going to do start recording, and a message appears. And I can also click it again to pause the recording. And I can start and pause the recording as many times as I want during the session. Other moderator capabilities, I can mute all the users. I can mute everyone except myself. And I can also lock the viewers down as well. So this means I can prevent them from sharing webcams, sharing microphone, public chat, private chat, as much as you want. This one here is if you want to prevent them from seeing everyone else's webcams, it means that they will only see your webcam, but you'll see all the students' webcams. To apply it, just close, and then you'll see an icon here next to their name that says they're locked. If you want to unlock the capabilities, go back to lock viewers. I can just turn off the locks, and then they'll be able to do everything again. You also have the ability to put students into breakout rooms. To do this, you choose Create Breakout Rooms. It shows you the list of students. I can drag and drop a student between each room. I can choose the number of breakout rooms, the duration, and I can also allow students to choose which breakout room they want to join. Let's set it to 5 minutes, and I click Create. You'll see the Breakout Rooms tab appear to the left, and now you can see students, the count of students as they go into breakout rooms. You have the ability to join the audio in a breakout room, and you can also fully join the breakout room. If you do that, it'll just give you the invitation to join, and it'll bring you into the breakout room just like the students. You can join the audio, you can see the students in the room, and when you're done, we just close and you're back to the main room. At some point, you may wish to end the breakout rooms before the end time. You just click End. I'll rejoin the audio. And we're back in the main room. Students are all back, ready to pick up where you left off. Let's turn to the presentation area. Here, by default, the whiteboard tools are selected, so I can use the pen tool to draw. I have a series of tools here as well, which I can use. So let me go to a blank slide. If I want to draw, I can do a little bit of drawing. And as the instructor, I can also give the students the ability to draw as well by turning on multi-user whiteboard. When I do that, you can see their icons move, and they can draw on their own layer. They can't overwrite anything, and you as a presenter have the ability to turn on and off multi-user whiteboard anytime you want. If I turn it off, all the ability to draw will be frozen. If I turn it off, students can no longer draw, and if I clear, it clears all the whiteboard marks. As a presenter, you have some controls here on the left-hand side. I can start a poll, upload a presentation, or share a YouTube video. Let's start with upload a presentation. I can bring this up, I can browse my files, and here I've got something ready to go. This slide has a question on it. It could be a slide deck of 20, 40, 100 slides. Very efficient to share a presentation because it only downloads once to the user's computer, unlike trying to share your desktop, which we'll show in a moment. Here the slides have A, B, C, and D. Let's say I want to do a poll and want to ask the students, what is the result? Because it's actually formatted just fairly simply, BigBlueButton actually realizes that you have a poll for A, B, C, D. You also have the polling option here, and I can choose A, B, C, D. So if I do it, the students are all presented with a poll. I can see there's one response, and I can publish the results. When I'm done polling, I just close the poll. And then I can clear the polling marks as well, because they're just whiteboard. If I want to share a YouTube video, I click here, choose Share YouTube Video. I have a URL ready to go. Just click it. I do Share Video. The presentation area will become the video, and it will start playing, and all the students will see the same video. You as the instructor can scrub ahead to the video. They'll all scrub ahead to the same point, start playing. And if you pause, they pause as well. It's a really easy way to share a video with your students. If I want to stop sharing the video, choose Stop Sharing, and I choose Stop Sharing the video. It goes back to the presentation area. You also have the ability to share the screen. So I'm using Chrome, which makes it really easy. I click once to share the screen, it gives me some options here, and I can choose an application window, Chrome tab, or I can just go back, leave it at default, and choose here my entire screen. And then I click Share. In a moment, the screen sharing will start up, and you'll see this kind of screen-on-screen effect just because I'm sharing my screen while I'm viewing it. Most of the times, you'll just go to an application, and you can start showing how the application works, and this is what users will see. When you go back, you can just stop the screen sharing anytime you want. And this becomes part of the recording as well. Finally, as moderator, you actually have the ability to make someone presenter, so you can make someone else presenter. And if I do that, Tara can move the mouse around and I can see the mouse moving. You have the ability to remove any user, and you can also promote them to moderator as well. Finally, when you're done, you have the ability to choose log out, or if you want, you can end the meeting, which would kick everybody out and start the recording. And that's it. That's an overview of how to use BigBlueButton as a moderator with the capabilities of presenter.
So that's how our integration works for teachers. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you naman how the integration works on the side of the students.
Hi, this is an overview of the BigBlueButton Client. When you join a session, the BigBlueButton client loads up in the browser, and you have two options to join the audio. You can join listen only or microphone. Here I'll choose microphone. It will put you into an echo test, which allows you to hear your audio coming back from the server. You can make sure the audio sounds good, microphone's working, and I click yes, and it'll join you into the audio bridge. You can now see the BigBlueButton client. Here's the presentation area where the instructor will update the slides. This is the chat area. And the left panel here shows you the users list and a couple other options for public chat and shared notes. You can see as I'm talking, my icon is highlighting and I'm currently unmuted. Tara, who is also the presenter, her icon is red, which shows she's muted. If I click the microphone icon here to mute, I can mute and I can unmute myself. By default, you're in the public chat. Here you can chat with anyone in the session. So if I say hi, my message will appear, other people's message will appear as well. I can click on anyone's name and do a private chat. This will just be between me and that person. So here chatting with Tara, if I say, what time does the class start? She can respond back and only she and I will be in the session. I can close this panel, give myself more room for the presentation, or I can open it up again. There's another area here called shared notes, which is a collaborative area for all users in the session to write. So the instructor can write some stuff at the top, main points of the session. I'll go main point A, B, C, and you can just collaborate together. And again, I can close this by just clicking the same label. I can also click on my name to set my status. So here I can set an emoji, happy, so I'll click happy. The moderator can clear all the emojis. There was just cleared as well. I also have the ability to share my webcam. So I can go down here and click share webcam. It'll come up, it'll give me a choice of cameras, and I'll click start sharing. In a moment, my video will appear. And since there's only one video, it'll be in the lower right-hand corner. As soon as someone else shares their video, the videos will pop to the top. And now the webcam, we see two of them. When you have two or more webcams, you can actually minimize the presentation area. And if I want, I can actually minimize the panel on the left. So now it's just a video chat. So, hi Tara. Okay, and I can bring the chat back and I can bring the presentation back. And to stop sharing webcams, I'm just going to click the stop sharing at the bottom. In the presentation area, the instructors will probably upload slides. So here's a slide, and I can see the instructor moving their mouse pointer around. This slide is a question. The instructor could actually do a poll at this point. And if you have a poll, you'll see the options come below, and I think the correct answer is A. At some point, the instructor can publish the poll, and you see the results below. Notice there's an icon here in the lower left-hand corner. Sometimes the instructor may upload slides and give you the ability to download them. If you do, you click on it, it opens up in a new page, and you have the slides there. But if you don't see that, it just means the instructor hasn't made the slides available for download. In the presentation area, the instructor can draw on the whiteboard. And the instructor may also give you the ability to draw as well with multi-user whiteboard. So here, I can choose the pen tool, and I'm going to choose the color blue. And now I can draw, and the instructor can draw at the same time as well. Okay, and the instructor can take away the drawing controls, and then they can also clear the whiteboard as well. You may also be invited to join a breakout room. And when you do, the screen will show you the option to join. Okay, so here I've been invited to join breakout room 1. I click join, and notice that a new tab opens up. So I'm actually in a new tab, and I'm still in the main room. I'm going to join the audio here in the breakout room. Same as before, do a quick echo test, and then you go in. Test, test. And now I'm in the session with all other students who are there. And it shows me at the top how long the breakout room is. Everyone in the breakout room comes in as a moderator, so I have the ability now to upload a presentation, write on the whiteboard, collaborate with others, share notes and everything. I'm still in the main session, so if I click on the previous tab, I can see that I'm still here in the main room, and I could ask the instructor, could you join us in room 1 if I needed some help. At some point, the instructor can close the breakout rooms, in which case this room will close. And when it does, you're brought back to the main room where you're invited to join the audio again. So it's very quick to go in and out of breakout rooms. During the session, you may also see that's being recorded. And if you see it being recorded, you'll see it up here as a count timer. So here it's showing red, it's being recorded. And at some point, the instructor may pause the recording as well. and there it's paused. If you need help on using BigBlueButton, there's a help menu here. It'll take you to a page which shows you some videos on how to use it. Finally, if you want to leave the session, just click Logout, and that's it. You're done. And that's how easy it is to use BigBlueButton.
Okay. So that's how our video conferencing integration works, particularly the one powered by BigBlueButton. We also have other integrations. For example, we can integrate Jitsi Meet based on the requirements of your school. And we have, of course, different pricing plans for that. And if you don't need any video conferencing integration from our end, we can remove it from your subscription so you can still use your existing packages, maybe from Zoom or Google Meet. So right now, let me show you some of the contents that we already have in our platform. So let's take a look at this one. This is for Introduction to the Philosophy of the Human Person, topic number 1, entitled Doing Philosophy. So you can see that our layout is quite neat so that the students will be able to focus on the most essential element in the screen. And notice that the PowerPoint presentation doesn't need to be downloaded by the students. So for the presentations that we have available, pre-created in the platform, so the students don't need to download the presentation anymore. It will load directly on the screens because we are already using the SCORM format, or the Global Standard for E-Learning, which stands for the Shareable Content Object Reference Model. And this will be easier to load for students who are maybe using their mobile devices, diba? Most of the time, their mobile devices doesn't have its pre-installed Microsoft PowerPoint or a PDF reader, as the case may be. So this will allow the students to view the materials directly within their browser screens. So even if the student doesn't download the Cerebro LMS app, they can still access our materials from their browsers, maybe Google Chrome or Safari if they are using iOS. So if we're going to check the competencies contained here, we can see competency number 1 states, distinguish holistic perspective from a partial point of view. Here we can see that we also have the button that says curriculum guide. When you click that, you will be seeing the curriculum guide of DepEd's original K-12 curriculum. And if we're going to look at the competency number 1 for topic number 1 for philosophy, for topic about doing philosophy, the competency states distinguish a holistic perspective from a partial point of view. If we're going to see the competency in the presentations that we have, it's exactly the same. Distinguish holistic perspective from a partial point of view. And if we're going to browse over the actual discussions in the slides, we can see that the topics being discussed are about holistic thinking and partial thinking, which are also the exact same things that DepEd would like us to teach to our students. Let me show you another example. This one is for English grade 7. Let's take a look at topic number 1 for word analogy. So here you can see that we only have one competency because we are already following DepEd's most essential learning competencies, which drastically reduce the number of competencies to only those that are essential and are applicable to online learning. And if you browse over our slides, you can see that we are using images and graphic organizers that will help students focus their attentions on the most essential elements on the screen so that they won't get distracted by anything else that they might be seeing on the presentation. And most of the slides that we have here have a maximum of 15 slides only because we are already following DepEd's guidelines on reduced screen time. So we keep our contents short, and of course we do not remove the capability of teachers to add their own learning materials in the platform. So basically, teachers have the option to either use our materials as primary or secondary references, and they can still add their own materials. They can hide the materials that they already have here. They can add to the questions of the quizzes that they already have. So this is for science, for grade 3, for the elementary level. Let's take a look at topic number 6, living things, animals, and their habitat. So this is the sample of their presentation. You can see we are using a different font style and font color for elementary students since they have a different attention span and the different way of finding things appealing. And yeah, we're using photos so that we'll be able to explain to the students easily the concepts that are presented on the screens. So below each presentation, you can see that there is this somewhat coded thing here. And this is actually the assessments or the formative quizzes that we have in order to measure the students' level of understanding of the different topics that we have here. So these quizzes are using our built-in test bank. So most of our quizzes here have 5 to 10 items per quiz that will allow the teacher to somewhat measure the students' level of understanding of the lessons. So this one is in multiple choice format. So most of the questions that we have here are in multiple choice and true or false formats because basically these are the types of tests that the system can automatically check. And the grades will be automatically posted on our virtual grade book, which the teacher could later on maybe download in Excel format and extract the grades from there so that he or she can transfer it to their school's class record format. Another thing, this is for preschool naman, for kindergarten. So we are using DepEd's structure for kindergarten, wherein regardless of the number of learning areas being taught for kindergarten, there is only one set of standards and competencies for 5-year-old Filipino children. So you'll notice that topics 1 and 2 are both for values education, nakikilala ang sarili, mga alituntunin sa paaralan. Then topic number 3 goes to arts. We're talking about shapes now, colors, lines, and curves. So that's how DepEd is treating the kindergarten curriculum right now. And if you scroll to the bottom of our course pages, you will see that we have this button here that says Learning Companions. The Learning Companions are actually PDF files that are aligned with the contents that we already have in the Cerebro Learning Management System. So basically, this would serve as the worksheets or the printable modules that students with connectivity issues can utilize so that they can still follow the discussions of their teachers. And here we have the objectives. We have a pre-test. We have the discussion proper, and we have the post-test. And yeah, these are all aligned with the most essential learning competencies and also aligned with the contents that we already have in our platform. So basically, the student can download this. They can print this on their own if they are on the paid subscription, or if they would like to order for printed copies of this already, if they don't want the hassle of printing all these pages. For example, this one for kindergarten has 187 pages. So if you don't want the hassle of printing this out and binding it on your own, you can actually go to our exhibitors page at the MIBF website. That's manilabookfair.com, and you can look for the exhibitor page of LMS Solutions Philippines, and you'll be able to purchase your copies of these worksheets and printed modules from there at very low prices. So we are currently on sale at the MIBF website, and you can purchase this individually per subject, or you can purchase the bundle for a particular grade level. So you'll have all your worksheets or all your printed modules for that particular level. And that is a good deal for students, teachers, parents, or even for homeschoolers who would like to learn from DepEd's most essential learning competencies. So aside from this, if you go back to our dashboard, you will see this button here that says simulations. Now, the simulations are composed of several activities that are interactive, especially for topics on mathematics and science and even engineering, that will keep students engaged with learning the fun way. So I'll be showing you some examples of the simulations that we have here. This one is for fractions. It is a very good activity if you are teaching about illustrating fractions to your students. So, for example, the system is asking us for the illustration of a 1/2 fraction. So, if you are able to answer it correctly, this is what will happen, no? So, the system will accept your answer, and there will be a positive sound indicator for that. And if, for example, you were not able to answer the question correctly, so for example, your answer is wrong, so the system will not accept your answer, and there will be a corresponding sound indicating that your answer is wrong. So let's see what will happen if we are able to finish everything correctly. Yes. So once everything is correct, the student can proceed to the next level with, of course, a higher level of difficulty. Another example that we have here, this one is for balancing act. This is a very good activity for introducing the concept of physics to your students. So let's see if 2 cans of fire extinguishers weighing 5 kilograms each would weigh the same as a 10-kilogram trash can if placed on different sides of the platform. So you can see that even though both of them are totaling to 10 kilograms, they are still not balanced. So you can enable the different labels that we have here. So you'll see that the main factor for the imbalance could be the placement of the materials on the different sides of the platform. And another example, this is one of the most dangerous activities that we are asking our students to do in school before, wherein they will be connecting wires, switches, and light bulb. So they'll see that if they're able to connect everything correctly with the battery, of course, we expect the light bulb to light. But if they are unable to connect everything correctly, for example, they messed things up, they mixed the wiring, they connected positive to positive or negative to negative, they will be experiencing some sort of a hazard, which in this case it's a fire, but the fire is just virtual. Our students' homes are safe from all types of hazards since this is just virtual. And if they're able to connect everything correctly, of course, the light bulb will light. If you would like our students to learn how to use voltage testers, we have a virtual voltage tester here that they can use to see the voltage of the circuit. And you can see that when we turn on our circuit, the voltage tester shows 9 volts because that's the voltage of our circuit based on the battery that we are using. So aside from the 3 simulations that I have shown you right now, we have 83 interactive simulations in our platform that your students can play around. And all the simulations will be available to your students regardless of the subjects that they are currently enrolled to. So even if they are in kindergarten or if they are in elementary and most of the simulations are for junior high school, they will still be able to access those simulations in the platform. We also have here the button that says DepEd TV. When the teacher or the students clicks on this button, they will be redirected to DepEd TV's official YouTube channel, wherein they will be able to see the DepEd prepared videos for the curriculum. And the teachers can actually use these videos and integrate them in our learning materials so that if you have seen an example of a DepEd TV episode, from time to time, the teacher there would ask some questions from the student. And of course, the students are expected to answer. But since if you are watching DepEd TV from a television, of course, there is no way for the student to inform the teacher about the answers that they have chosen. So we have solved that problem in Cerebro, and what we are doing is we are using the H5P technology, wherein we are integrating DepEd TV videos using HTML5 technology, and the teacher will be able to pop up questions on the screens whenever it comes to the point wherein the teacher from DepEd TV would ask the question from the computer screens. So a prompt will pop up, and from there, the students will be able to choose their answers. And the scores from that particular activity can be forwarded on our virtual gradebook, which the teacher again can later on download in Excel format and transfer it to their school's grading system or class record format. And if you go back to our dashboard, you'll see this button here that says Auditorium. Now, the Auditorium is the place where we are hosting live events from time to time, similar to what we are doing right now. So if you are subscribed to our Cerebro platform, so you will be redirected to this one. So we are organizing events related to the school's monthly commemorations. For example, July, that's Nutrition Month, diba? August, Buwan ng Wika. So for August, we invited a resource person on Philippine literature. For September, in relation to the National Science Month, we invited a scientist who spoke about his creation in the field of robotics for healthcare in the Philippines during the time of the COVID-19. And since this month, we are in the month of October, it's United Nations month, we have invited a resource person who has worked with the United Nations. So this is a good way of coming up with activities that also serves as some sort of a career talk for our students in line with DepEd's monthly commemorations. So yeah, basically that sums up the different elements of the Cerebro learning management system. And if ever that you might be interested in using this one for your school, and it's very easy to connect with us. So yeah, the link on where you can book a meeting with us is flashed on the screen. Just go to bit.ly or bit.ly/cerebro-meet and you can plot your preferred schedules on our calendar so we can meet anytime and discuss how we can assist your school in this particular initiative. Again, we have both free and paid plans available. So if you would like to discuss how we can integrate this in your school or how we can help enhance your school's current e-learning implementation, connect with us so we can discuss how we can help your teachers and your students to teach smart and to live smart. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Justine, for that very informative and comprehensive discussion about how Cerebro can make teaching easier. It helps teachers reduce their e-learning costs and jumpstart their online teaching with the least preparation possible. So again, thank you so much, Sir Justine, and let me call Miss Alondra for some announcement and to get more details on how you will get your e-certificates.
Again, good afternoon, everyone. So thank you, Sarah. And that is very interesting discussion, Sir Justine. I know our teachers, uh, I know this discussion will really help our teachers. So actually, this is our second time participating in Manila International Book Fair. And we really prepared for this day to offer something that could really help our teachers, students, parents, and administrators in online learning. So, Cerebro is airing this month's episode of hashtag Cerebro Talks. We are actually airing this every month on our Facebook page. Cerebro Talks is a fireside chat featuring personalities from different sectors to share about their advocacies with the aim of enabling students to deepen their understanding on such topics and consider careers in similar industries. So, in celebration of the United Nations Month, Major Edward Balisong, Deputy Assistant Chief of Staff for Education and Training, Army Reserve Command, or former UN peacekeeper of Philippine contingent Golan Heights, will be sharing about his experiences or advocacies on October 15, 2021. That is 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. So, abangan natin yan. Okay? Next is Sir Justin already mentioned this earlier. We have our printed K-12 modules and worksheets that are on sale in the Manila International Book Fair. So just visit our exhibitors page, that is LMS Solutions Philippines OPC at manilabookfair.com, and grab a copy of our K-12 modules and worksheets that suit your child's or student learning needs. Okay, so grab na ng copy, okay guys? So next is, I know you've been waiting for this. You may get your or claim your e-certificates here at bit.ly/MIBF uh, October 2. That is actually on our screen right now. So claim your certificates now, and thank you everyone for attending our event for today. We really appreciate your effort and time. Sarah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Alondra. So to sum up today's webinar, I would like to thank everyone who are watching with us here on Facebook Live. I hope that you enjoyed this talk. And if you think that Cerebro would help you to jumpstart online teaching, you can book a meeting with us in the link flashed on the screen. Again, you can check our K-12 modules or worksheet at manilabookfair.com and go to LMS Solution Philippines OPC store. Again, thank you everyone and have a great day ahead.
This is Teacher Anna, a grade school faculty member in a medium-sized private school handling 8 online classes, with 50 students each. However, these classes are not of the same subject since teachers in the K-12 levels are usually expected to teach students in several learning areas, which could also be different from their field of specialization. Because of this, Anna needs to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her, so she could prepare her instructional materials well, while also allocating time for her other administrative duties such as computing grades, preparing reports, and the like. According to the Department of Education, teachers spend at least 2 hours per day for these tasks, which sum up to around 400 hours of preparation time for the entire school year. But if there is only one set of competencies issued by DepEd, by which our students are to be measured, then why can't we have a single set of instructional materials, coupled with auto-graded assessments, and interactive and gamified learning activities that teachers coming from different schools around the country can use to effectively reduce their workload and free up much of their time for their family and personal lives? We bring you Cerebro, an e-learning solution that comes with ready-made instructional contents that teachers can just pull out from the platform to jumpstart their online teaching, and even interactive simulations that provide realistic virtual laboratory experiments to keep students engaged with learning the fun way. A video conferencing integration is also available, so teachers can easily start synchronous sessions right within the platform, while students with connectivity issues can download the printable modules so they can continue learning even when they are offline. School administrators can monitor what's happening in their virtual campus, examine the system's usage data, and determine end users' performance. Parents can see their children's activity scores and check their login times as well. So, if you are looking for the best solution for making teaching easier for all, schedule a call with our e-learning specialist now.